What's up guys, Alex here with vapepassion.com, and in this review we're going to take a look at the KBOX 200 from Kanger. So I received the KBOX 200 from directvapor.com for the purpose of doing this review. I've been using it for about a month now, pretty much as my sole mod, so I feel like I have a pretty good understanding of how the device works. So let me just walk you through the specs real quick. It's a temp control mod, supports nickel, titanium, stainless steel, and nichrome. Puts out 7 to 200 watts. You can charge it with a micro USB cable with a DC 5-volt charger with 1.5 amp output, has a spring-loaded 510, and it takes two 18650 batteries, which are not included. This comes in white, red, and black. Temperature control mode goes from 200 to 600 degrees Fahrenheit. It has all your typical safety protections: short circuit protection, reverse battery protection, which means it won't power on if the batteries are in backwards. It has 10-second overtime protection, and it has battery over discharge protection, and a couple of other protections, but all your normal safety features. Alright, so let's take a quick look at it. Okay, so this is the box. Like I mentioned, I've already been using this, so I just put it in here just so you can see how it comes. So open it up, and you have your manual, you have a authenticity code card, some stickers for your batteries, and the mod. As you can see, it's pretty small. It has a metal battery cover, it has room for your batteries, and then just the board. So this is about as small as you can get, I think, with a dual 18650 mod. And you have your plus and minus button, the USB, mini USB port, which you can use to charge the batteries and do firmware updates, and they haven't released a firmware update yet, and the fire button. And this is an LCD screen, spring-loaded 510. You have some holes here on the bottom. I don't think they're for venting because they're not where the batteries are. I think they're maybe just to keep the circuit board cool. If you put the cover back on, there's venting holes here and venting holes here. And it has this KBOX 200 on the top, which I don't like. I think it's very plain. I think it makes the mod look like a prototype. So I wish it didn't have that. I've been using this heavily, throwing it in my bag and stuff, and I don't know if you can see, but the paint is chipping all around the edges here, also on the bottom, a little bit on the inside of the battery, where the batteries go, and you can really see it here in the battery cover. It's not that big of a deal. Pretty much like all Kanger mods, the paint chips. So just be aware of that. Alright, let's get some batteries in there. So the batteries go in pretty easily. And to take them out is pretty easy. You can see it has a little space here so you can easily pull them out. And same on this side. On the inside one there's another slot. So you can just pop them right out. Okay, so let's go through the menu real quick. So 5 clicks turns it on. 3 clicks changes the mode. So there's wattage mode. Nickel, titanium, nichrome, and stainless steel. And I don't know why it's SUS. I don't know what the U stands for. If you hold plus and minus at the same time, it'll reverse the screen. If you hold plus minus and the fire button at the same time, it locks the up and down buttons. But it does not lock the mode change feature. So you can still change modes while it's locked. I've seen some people complain about that. I don't know. It doesn't really bother me. And you can do the fire button and the plus button at the same time to make the screen white. Kind of hard to see what it looks like on the camera, but in person it looks pretty clear. The black background is much easier to read. So I've tried a bunch of different tanks on here. They all fit nice. There's no gaps. So one thing I've noticed is that when you change the coils or put on a new atomizer, in order for the KBOX 200 to recognize the new coil, you have to unscrew the atomizer while the screen is still on, then screw it back on. And in some cases it will just calibrate automatically. So I don't know why it does that, but something to be aware of. If you need to recalibrate it, just unscrew it so it reads 999 there on the screen. Screw it back in, and then try and fire. Plus or minus, plus for a new coil, and then it'll read the new coil. Okay, so let's go through some of the temp control stuff. So this is a nickel coil. Take it all the way up to 600 watts. Fire it. I don't know if you can hear it pulsing. So it's not glowing, so that's a good thing. So let's put some cotton in there. Alright. Very small amount of smoke. And you can see what the screen is doing here. 4 watts, 1.4 watts. So it's not letting it burn the cotton. You can see the cotton looks fine. It's totally dry. Okay, now let's put some juice on it. So I'm just going to put some vegetable glycerin. I'm not going to waste any good juice on this. Okay, so it's nice and saturated. And now it's firing fine. Let's just hold it and see where it stops. You can hear it pulsing. So it's sensing that the cotton is starting to get dry. You can see it's really slowing down now. So it appears to be working. So it's a little darkened, but it stopped it from burning. Okay, so I've switched to titanium. So now we're in titanium mode, 600 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's not glowing red, so that's good. So let's put some cotton in there. Whoa. All right, let's put a little bit of VG on there. So coil's recalibrated. There we go. Oh. So 600 lights it on fire. So titanium mode doesn't seem to work very well. Okay, I put in a nichrome coil now. Now let's make sure it's calibrated. So I'm in nichrome mode, 0.24 ohms. See, so here's a case where it's not letting me calibrate, but it did seem to read it accurately anyway. So I don't know why sometimes the device decides to calibrate automatically and why you need to do it manually. So anyway, we have a nichrome coil in here, 600 degrees Fahrenheit, 0.22 ohms. So I'm firing it now. Nothing's happening. So that's good. All right, let's add some dry cotton. It's not burning the cotton, not at all. Now let's add a little bit of VG. There it goes again. I don't know if you saw the leads there. They got hot, but now that the cotton is dry, it's not burning it. But it did get really hot there for a second. Okay, and last up is the stainless steel. I'm using stainless steel 316L, which is Kanger has actually confirmed that the KBOX 200 uses the 316L coefficient. I don't know what the other coefficients are for any of the other wires. Okay, we're in stainless steel mode. I've got a stainless steel coil on here, so let's fire it with no cotton. So when it's dry, it doesn't do anything. Okay, dry cotton. Nothing. And let's add a little bit of VG. You can see as it's drying out, the vapor is getting less. So looks like stainless steel worked pretty well. I also wasn't holding the button down like I was on the other ones because I'm too afraid of it lighting on fire again. Okay, so there was temperature control tests. It looks like it works okay. I seem to have the most success with nickel and stainless steel. Titanium and nichrome didn't work so well, but I think if I would have just pushed on that button for any of the modes, it would have gotten too hot before it decided to cool down. I think temperature control needs a little bit of work on this, but it works okay. To be fair, I was hitting it at 600 degrees Fahrenheit, which is max, so it might work a little bit better at lower temperatures. But if you like to vape at hot temperatures, then something that you should be aware of. Something else that I've noticed is that the wattage in this seems to be a little bit less than other devices. For example, this says 60 watts. Well, if I vape 60 watts on my IPv4, for example, it seems way higher, and same with some of my other devices. Another thing is that there is a firing delay, 1 or 2 seconds from when you push the button. I've seen other people complain about it too. And this isn't just with the KBOX 200, it's with a couple of the Kanger's devices, so it seems to be a problem. I saw on Kanger's forums, Kanger themselves responded to a thread about that, and they said that the reason there's a delay is because the PCB board needs time to receive your order when you press the fire button. And another thing is that the batteries seem to drain kind of fast in this. I don't know why. That's another thing I've seen people mention on the forums. A lot of people have been asking Kanger to release a firmware update for this, and they just keep replying that it's coming soon, but they're not giving a date on it, so I don't know when that's coming, but hopefully soon. Oh, and one thing I wanted to mention, the reason it comes with stickers, if you haven't seen before, see, you can see through the venting hole here, you can see the battery. So if you put that sticker over it, it makes it black so that you don't see it. And that might matter to you if you're using like a yellow or red battery or just something that you think looks ugly through the vent holes there. So it's cool that they included those stickers. It looks really nice. I like it a lot. Aside from the paint wearing away, it is a 200 watt device. If you're not aware, two 18650 batteries really can't do 200 watts. So you're really not getting 200 watts, but it is a high wattage device. Based on my experience, I would estimate that at least with the builds that I've used, around 0.3 ohms, I'm getting somewhere around 130 watts. So it's 200 right here. I'd never be able to hit that if it was actually 200 watts. Not the way I just hit it. But yeah, I'd say it's somewhere around 110, 130. And it's really small. I love how small it is. You know, you can barely see it when it's in your hand. It's comfortable. It's easy to fire. And if Kanger ever releases a firmware update, I think this would be a really nice device. So like I mentioned, I got this from directvapor.com. They sent it to me for review. You can pick it up from them for $59.95, not including the batteries. I think for $60, and with the features that you get with this and the way it looks and the size and everything, I think it's a pretty good deal. I haven't charged batteries in this, so I don't know how well it charges. I use my own charger just because it's safer and a lot less stressful on the batteries. It does have that capability, so if you don't have an external charger, you can charge within the device. I would say this is probably more for a moderate to advanced user, but it's easy enough for a beginner to pick up too. So yeah, I'm happy with it and I like it.